Good morning. This is News Headline, live from Wisdom Yards Television. I am Toyosi Adeshino. The news headlines. Obi won't back Abure as Labour Party chair, says NLC. Ogun, Adamawa, Anambra schools recite Old National Anthem 3 days after Tinubu's ascent. Federal government pleads Labour to reconsider Monday indefinite strike. Now the news in details. The federal government has pleaded with organized labor to reconsider its decision to embark on an indefinite strike from Monday, June 3, 2024, in protest against the government's refusal to raise the proposed minimum wage from 60,000 naira. The interest of the masses should be the top priority of organized labor, the federal government stressed. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Idris Mohammed, disclosed this in an exclusive interview with Saturday Punch. While describing the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress as partners in Project Nigeria, Mohammed noted that industrial action was not the solution to the ongoing negotiation for a new minimum wage for workers. This came hours after organized labor declared a nationwide, which would begin on Monday, June 12, 2024, over the federal government's refusal to raise the proposed minimum wage from 60,000 naira. The president of the NLC, Joe Ajaero, stated that the indefinite strike would begin by midnight on Monday. The NLC leader, who read from a jointly prepared speech alongside his TUC counterpart, Festus Oshifo, expressed what he described as grave concern and disappointment over the federal government's failure to conclude and pass into law a new national minimum wage act and reverse the hike in electricity tariff to 65 naira per kilowatt. Ajero noted that the Friday meeting between the government and Labour further demonstrated the lack of seriousness and apparent contempt with which the Nigerian state held the demands of Nigerian workers and people. Ajero further noted that during the last May Day celebration, organized labor issued an ultimatum to the federal government demanding the conclusion of the minimum wage negotiation exercise by the end of the month. 3 days after President Bola Tinubu ratified the new national anthem titled Nigeria Will Heal Thee, some schools across the federation had yet to start using it during their early morning assemblies. Saturday Punch has gathered newsmen who surveyed some schools across the country on Friday to check the level of compliance with the new anthem gathered that some students still recited the former anthem as they struggled to learn the new one. On Wednesday, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, during a joint plenary attended by President Tinubu, reviewed that the President had signed into law the National Anthem Bill 2024, which sought to reinstate the old anthem Nigeria Will Heal Thee. Tinubu's final assent had brought about the reversion to the post-independence national anthem. However, it was gathered that students of Teni College in the Bafo area of Ogun State could not recite the new anthem despite listening to it through a public address system on Friday. Explaining why the students could not recite the anthem, the school administrator, Mrs. Feyuji Miokoluwa, said, "We started today to teach them. Most of the children now are the new generation. We will have to take them through it." Similarly, the principal of Gideon Comprehensive High School, Mrs. Shembajo Molola, also said his students were yet to recite the new anthem, but said they would start doing so by next week. Students of the community grammar school in Ibafo had also not started using the newly approved anthem as they recited the old national anthem during their early morning assembly on Friday. Some of the students told Saturday Punch that their teachers were yet to start teaching them the new national anthem, but their friends in other schools had started learning it. Similarly, during a visit to Falconley Comprehensive High School and Baptist Girls High School located within Oshogbo, Osun State Capital on Friday, it was observed that the new national anthem was not used as the students of the schools recited the former anthem. Commenting on this, some of the school's teachers said they had started teaching the students the new anthem as the Osun State government had directed, and all public and private schools in the state should start reciting it. However, it was observed that despite some schools in Ondo State already teaching the new anthem, some of their students had yet to understand and recite it. During a visit to a nursery and primary school located in Oshinle area of Akure, the state capital on Friday, it was observed that the pupils were unable to recite the anthem as one of their teachers was seen teaching them during the morning assembly. Speaking on the development, the headmistress of the school, simply identified as Mrs. Ayodele, said the school was making effort to ensure both teachers and pupils and the teachers memorized the new anthem properly. The Nigeria Labour Congress has expressed conviction that the Labour Party presidential flag bearer, Peter Obi, won't back Julius Abure to remain in office as the party national chairman. The deputy president of the NLC Political Commission, Professor Theophilus Ndubaku, disclosed this in an interview with Saturday Punch. Ndubaku also refuted the claim that the union had resolved its differences with the embattled leader of party and members of the National Working Committee. The development came in the wake of denial by Obi's camp that the former Anambra State governor had endorsed the Abure-led NWC following their contentious convention that returned them to office. The growing tension between the party leadership and Obi's camp heightened last week when his campaign team announced that a celebrated visit to the Labour Party secretariat was a reconciliatory move and not endorsement, has been peddled in a section of the media. Reacting to the drama, Indobaku said Abure was merely living on borrowed time, stressing that there was no way a Peter Obi we know can endorse him following the strange manner he was returned to the leadership seat of the party. He said there was no way that Peter Obi we know can endorse Abure, especially in this present situation. You can't tell a man he is not doing the right thing and still go ahead to endorse him. It is wrong. Before I end the story, listen to the headlines once again. Obi won't back Abure as Labour Party chair, says NLC. Ogun, Adamawa, and Anambra schools recite Oda anthem 3 days after Tinubu's ascent. Federal government pleads Labour to reconsider Monday indefinite strike. Thank you for listening. I remain to your C. Additional.